My goodness, the NBA trade deadline is closing in and some pieces are starting to fall. Earlier today, the Grizzlies trade star forward Jaren Jackson Jr. and more to the Utah Jazz for players and 3 future first-round picks. The moves pairs Triple J with Lauri Markkanen, Keontae George, and Walker Kessler in Utah. Whew, what will the Spurs end up doing?
If you smoke, take it outside. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, gang?
Can't stop me now!
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pledger. Thank you for joining me. However you may be joining me, whether that's on 94.1 on your FM dial, you have to be locked in and listening live at sasportstar.com via our AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you're watching on YouTube, that's right, we stream all of our shows live on YouTube. Just go there, search SA Sports Star, go ahead and like and subscribe while you're there. You're able to comment along with the shows as they happen, whether it's the Morning Huddle, the Blitz, or right here, Jacob Barrett for Villarreal already in the chat. What's going on, guys? Appreciate y'all rolling along with me. You can also call in 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Always love conversations with y'all in the NBA trade deadline. Something tells me it may steal some headlines from what's going to be happening out on Radio Row over the next few days, as today popped off. There was that one. Minnesota freed up cap space in a 3-team trade as they are heavily involved in the Giannis Antetokounmpo rumors. So they end up sending Mike Conley to, along with, it's a 3-team trade. So the Bulls, Pistons, and Timberwolves. The Pistons are sending Jaden Ivey and Mike Conley from the Timberwolves to Chicago. Kevin Huerter and Dario Saric plus a 26 first-round pick swap from Minnesota ends up going to Detroit, and that allows cap space for the Timberwolves to potentially make a massive swing a little bit later in the week, as the NBA trade deadline is coming up on Thursday, so be prepared for that. Radio Row is going on out there in San Francisco, and it's been a great day. Lots of guests for both the Morning Huddle and on the Blitz today. I'm going to play you a portion of earlier this morning. The guys had on CBS Sports former NFL safety Solomon Wilcots, and he was talking with the guys as they get ready for this big game and a little bit more.
All right, let's jump right into it. Our first guest at Radio Row out there in San Francisco, California. We've got it. We're double dipping, Rob. We're double dipping. We've got it. Not only do we have Dr. Fred Grossman, who is the chief medical officer for Koya Therapeutics, but with him is a former NFLer and now brilliant broadcaster and former Super Bowl contestant. Solomon Wilcots joins us on the program. How are you guys doing today?
Hey, AJ, Rob, we're doing great. I brought with me a broadcast partner, Dr. Fred Grossman. So we're tag teaming here today on Radio Row.
Are we your first interview? Are we the very
you
first?
You guys are. First stop in what's going to be a very busy week.
I'm just so proud to get you guys fresh right now, before you've gone through the car wash. And no, actually, Sully, you're a regular with us. It's always one of the best things we do during the Super Bowl week is get a chance to talk to you. And before we dive into the Super Bowl stuff, one of the things that AJ and I talk about above and beyond, well, obviously we're talking college football, but we talk a lot about the college coaching situation and the modern day college athlete.
Yes.
And I think that where we sit today with Dion in Colorado is such a flashpoint for where we were and where we're going.
Yeah.
As a buff, What do you feel about where you are, the program itself, and the process that all of this is going through?
You know, we'd like to win more games, right? But remember when Deion Sanders came to CU, I think our record was like 1-10. I think we won 1 out of 11 games that year. And look, I think we all have seen that college football, I think it's more transparent. It's always been the same where there's 2 scorecards. There's this economic scorecard. How's the university doing economically? Are they thriving? Are you graduating your students? Those are the things that remain outside of the public eye, because the win-loss record and how you perform on the field is what people had always seen. And while we still would like to win a lot more games, I can tell you right now, Deion Sanders, just last year, the entire team had an average GPA, grade point average of 3.0. It was the highest it's been in the 100-year history that we've been playing football at CU. Economically, he's selling out merchandising. Every hotel, every bar.
Right.
In Boulder is sold out for a game. Now we just got to win the games, you know. So you've seen drastic improvement, because when he arrived, our program was at an all-time low. And all 3 of those verticals, whether it was graduating the students, whether it was economically in terms of sales, enrollment is up. Everything is up since he's come to the University of Colorado. And now we got to get back to what you know is all important. You got to be able to win games. But in all the other areas, the scorecard has all A's, and now we got like a D when it comes to winning games on the football.
So you're wearing the buff hats when you're out and about and talking about the school.
Absolutely. I'm proud of my school.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the program. It's a place that changed my life for the better. I will always be a CU buff. You know, we play for about 3 or 4 different teams in the NFL. And I used to say, but you only go to one school. But even that's changed. Kids go to 2, 3 different schools now.
That is Solomon Wilcox, NFL legend, obviously Colorado buff.
Yeah.
Solomon, on that note, when you say, you know, the on-field product has been a D, when everything else is booming, how long is your leash for actual on-field success when everything else is going so well?
Well, look, the turnover with players is high. Turnovers with coaches is high. You know, Marshall Faulk came over, was the running back coach. Now he's going to be a head coach. I think it's Southern University. He gets to go back to New Orleans, his hometown, and become a head coach. That, to me, is a promotion. That's someone who came into the role, who's been promoted to an even higher role. We've seen that with some of the coordinators who have come through. And so I think just now, Deion is recalibrating as to what does it take to really build a program with structure. You know, Kirk Cignetti, I think what you see him having done at Indiana, I think that's a testament to what we can do now at the collegiate level.
Let me ask you this. You're here now going back to the Super Bowl. From 1989, I believe that's when the Bengals were in the Super Bowl. What's it been like since you did this? What kind of a change is it? Just looking around Radio Row, seeing what it's like. What's a 30-something years done to this thing?
Yeah, that was the 88 season. It was January of 89. We're in Miami. We're playing the 49ers in the Super Bowl, and I'm playing against guys that I grew up rooting for. You know, I watched Ronnie a lot growing up in Southern California when he played at USC. You know, I watched some of these great players, you know, Joe Montana when he was at Notre Dame, and, you know, Jerry Rice, and now I'm going to be on the field playing against these guys. But I think the media coverage, obviously, around the game has grown exponentially. This is like 10x compared to when we didn't have an opening night. We had media day, which was, I think, the Thursday before the game. And, you know, the media had access to you and you were doing a lot of interviews during the week. But now this thing mushroomed into something much bigger, much more global, more eyeballs, more money. And so I will say this, their checks look a lot different than the checks that we were getting as players as well. But I'm happy for today's players. I'm happy for the growth of the NFL. And they're sharing their platforms with us here on Media Row, where we get to bring our business partners here and share and all the eyeballs that are on this very big game of ours.
You know, I think you put it best. As things have mushroomed and you've seen it grow.
Yeah.
You know, talk about the kind of pressure that. Do you think the pressure they feel today is exponentially more, or it can't be that much more, right?
I'll tell you where, I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you how. The reason why I think it's happened is because they can't escape the media because they're on their own social media platforms. Many of these players are checking their social media pages at halftime of games. Can you believe that? So if they have a critical moment early in the game, they already know what fans are saying about them because they're looking at their phones. I would suggest that they shouldn't do that in the middle of the game, but they're getting it real time. They get real time reaction, real time response because they're running their own pages. They're running their own social media sites where they're engaging with fans. And as you well know, social media and those platforms are the complaint department of the world.
Right.
Most people don't go on those sites to tell you good things. They go on those sites to complain, right? And that's the way of the world. But with that engagement comes a higher level of scrutiny.
Solomon Wilcott's our guest here live from Radio Row. Let's get to the game for this week. Seattle, New England. This is I would say one of the more surprising matchups. If you go back to preseason odds, these teams were both pretty long shots. And one of the more surprising quarterback matchups. If I had told you a year ago there'd be a second-year quarterback and Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl, what would your thoughts have been on that?
I would have wanted to bet you because I would have bet you had lost the entire farm, right? Because there's no way that's going to happen. But here we are. And Sam Darnold has made maybe one of the biggest career turnarounds that we've seen in NFL history. Remember, both teams started the season 0-1. Both teams lost their opening day game.
They lost to the Raiders of all people.
That's right. They lost to the Raiders of all people, right? And then, of course, Seattle lost to San Francisco. No one can blame them for that. But they come in as two of the hottest teams. The Patriots have won 15 of their last 16 games, something like that. And I think you're talking about a team that's won 9 straight in Seattle. So the quarterbacks are proven. Do they have ghosts? And no pun intended for Sam Darnold, right? But there are some ghosts lurking behind the door, I think, for each quarterback because Drake May has not been the same in the postseason. He's turned it over. He's been sacked 15 times in the 3 playoff games entering Super Bowl 60. And then Sam has those ghosts of the past, right? He has turned the ball over more than any other player during the 2025 season. 20 turnovers for Sam Darnold coming into Super Bowl 60. So those are the ghosts and the goblins that are sort of lurking behind the shoulder, I think, of each quarterback. Both guys come in with some concern.
As a defensive guy, looking at these two defenses, what do you like about both of them? And better yet, which one would you want to play in? What system would you want to play in?
Oh, man, I love playing in both. If I had a preference, I'm going to the dark side with Mike McDonald.
Yeah.
I like what Seattle is bringing defensive. They are the league's number 1 ranked scoring defense, only giving up 17 points per game. The Patriots aren't far behind them. They rank top 5 at number 4, only giving up 18 points per game. And, I played on the defensive side of the ball, so I sort of lean heavy towards coaches who coach on that side. Both guys I would love to play for because I love the mentality in which they approach it. They want you to play fast, they want you to play physical, and they want you to play with bad intentions. And that's how I love approaching the game. So, but Mike McDonald is a guy, he's a fast riser in our game, right? Remember, he was the coordinator with Baltimore, came here, and in just 2 years changed the culture of the organization to have them playing in the Super Bowl. This is going to be a fun game. It's a referendum on defense. It's no longer a cliche. It's real. Defense wins championships. And the defense that has the best game in Super Bowl 60, that's the team that's going to win.
Solomon,
that was Solomon Wilcott's earlier today on the Morning Huddle. You can catch the entire interview over on our audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com, or you can watch the interview on our YouTube channel at SA Sports Star on YouTube. The 2026 big game coverage playlist has got all our interviews cultivated there for you nicely. Sam's asking who I'm taking for the Super Bowl. Right now, I'm leaning Seahawks. Defense and the way they played, schedule they've played, their toughness. But there's the Sam Darnold aspect of it. So right now I lean Seattle, but we'll see when Friday comes around if I'm staying on Seattle. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger. And earlier today, a true legend ended up joining the Blitz. Hall of Famer, legendary running back for the then Washington Redskins, John Riggins. He joined the Blitz earlier. I'm going to bring you a portion of that as we come back here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What is a buy bid? It is a bid to buy. For 25 years, I've been giving dealers buy bids on the phone for your trade-ins. You go to trade it in, they call me, they get a buy bid. Now I'm giving you a direct buy bid at GiveMeTheVin.com. We're going in front of the dealer, getting the buy bid straight from me, the man, John Clay Wolf at GiveMeTheVin.com. If I don't beat your CarMax offer, I'll send you a check for $100.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just any tee, the band tee. You wore it everywhere until your best friend stole it. Now you're on eBay, and there it is. Same tee from the same tour. The things you love have a way of finding their way back to you, especially on eBay. Where else can you find that mint trading card you searched everywhere for, or your first car, the one you wish you never sold? It has to be eBay. Shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073. 800-499-1073.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. Haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
94.1 FM, San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James Pleasure. I appreciate y'all rolling with me this evening. And it was funny. We had John Riggins on a little earlier today. And I'm just going to bring you one of the funniest parts of said interview as we get ready to kick it to the Pro Bowl games here coming up in just a second. But you can catch the full interview at sasportstar.com in our audio vault or online on YouTube. You can watch it in the 2026 Big Game playlist, the AA Best Bail Bonds Big Game playlist, powered by Smoky Moe's Barbecue and Southern Recipe pork rinds.
John, I'm interested with the way that you played and obviously your competition on the other way. When you watch today's game, does it bother you at all that the game is the way that it is? It's certainly not as tough as it was when you played.
Oh, Joe, you're a student of the game. Very well. Very perspicacious on your part. No, you have to, it's about human beings. And that was one of the things in the back of my mind the whole time I played and getting into it is, nowadays I look at these guys, or I did when I first got out of the game, and I remember a preseason game, and I was doing and I was retired. And that was the first year I'd retired. We had RFK State and the Pittsburgh Steelers in town. I'm walking past the linebackers, and I looked at them, and I went, what the hell was I thinking being out here on the field with these guys? And I was just a year out of the game. But I think you got to give the league a lot of credit for recognizing the danger, or I should say the physical violence of the game and what it does to the human body. And, and it is what it is. And, it's like driving a race car. You realize there's some inherent risk here once I get behind the wheel. But you're right. It's not a game. But I guess I'm not envious of anybody. Because I remember back when we were playing. And, the last thing I ever want to do is be a grouchy old man that's going, oh, they ain't as tough as I am. Oh, I did all this stuff. Get off my lawn. I know there were guys that played 30 years before me that could look at my group of people and go, oh, those guys are a bunch of they're not tough guys. They played without face masks, without pads. So, you got to kind of keep everything in perspective.
John Riggins was a fantastic interview. If you missed it, I highly recommend you go check it out. AA Best Bail Bonds audio vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds, or on our YouTube channel. You can watch it and see John Riggins for yourself. Drew Show says he's predicting lowest rated Super Bowl in years. I get it. I don't disagree with that, because there's not a lot of sexy in this matchup. There's no big names, and it feels like it may be one of the lower rated ones. Now, Bad Bunny may save that, but who knows? I appreciate all y'all for riding along with me tonight. We got the Pro Bowl games coming up here. Be sure to call your loved ones, check on them. You never know what people are going through in life, and a simple, hey, how you doing, can fix everything. Start your day tomorrow with Rob and AJ on the Morning Huddle. They've got Ross Tucker tomorrow, an NFL legend and host of American Ninja Warrior, Akbar GB Amelia, joining them. And on the Blitz tomorrow, CeeDee Lamb, Ryan Flanoy, Darren Woodson. So you don't want to miss it. It all starts at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Good night, everybody.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over.